Hello, and welcome to another tale of the Unseelie host. Why not just play the intro?
It's a fucking intro. It's a fucking intro. I'm doing this temporarily until I get to new intro scene. It's a fucking intro. It's a fucking intro. It's a fucking intro. Now on to the main show.
Tonight's tale is about the Bean Nighe, otherwise known as the washerwoman. The washerwoman, the Bean Nighe, is someone that you do not want to come across. For Bean Nighe signals death. She is not a banshee, although she is possibly similar to one. No, she signals death not with a wail, but with a different way. Found usually by a ford or a river or a loch, singing a wailing lament as she washes shrouds in the water, usually bloody shrouds. Those shrouds are for those that are about to die, and sometimes the shroud could belong to the person that comes across the Bean Nighe. There are varying accounts of what the washerwoman looks like. In Mullen Tyree of the Hebridean Isles, the Bean Nighe has big breasts that hamper her in her task, so she has to fling them over her shoulder so she can carry on doing what she does. And if a man was to come across behind her and take a breast in his mouth, the Bean Nighe had to tell him who the shroud was for. If it was for him or a friend or a family member, the man would stop her from washing and postpone the death for a wee while. However, more often than not, it was too difficult to creep up upon the Bean Nighe, and the person who comes across her would suffer misfortune at her hands. There is a wee story about the Bean Nighe and a wee girl called Mary. As Mary was walking home one day, she heard a splash clap from the river, a wee splash, you know. And she went down there expecting to find her ma washing some clothes, but instead she found a short woman with a withered, mean face, small horrible feet grappling the ground, bare and webbed like a duck's. Mary ran home, all the way home to her mother, and her mother persuaded her to return to the site a few nights later and find out who the shrouds were for. Mary tried to sneak up on the Bean Nighe, but as she approached, the washerwoman swung around and hit her with the shroud. Now Mary's legs were completely paralysed from the hit, and she was left unable to walk. Her ma eventually found her and carried her home to await an even deeper tragedy. Possibly the death of Mary. We just don't know. The Bean Nighe has also been described as being a horrible old hag with one snaggled, one big tooth, and one eye. Be careful if you're out by the lochs or the river or any other form of water, for if you hear a wailing lament and you find someone washing some bloody shrouds, remember, it could be for you. See you next time.